Good evening, everyone. Please, you also get yourself muted. If you're unmuted right now, you are wrong. Oluwadamilare, please mute yourself. So we soon start. At least in the next 5 or 3 minutes, we start. I think we're good to go right now. So once again, you all are welcome to class tonight. So please, so I really do not want our class today. My turn to anchor, and like I rightly rendering is chapter 9 that has to do with standard and local government reporting format in Nigeria, standardization of federal, states, and local government reporting format in Nigeria. So it's fully made up of theory. I mean, there is no calculation there in any way, albeit that maybe if you really want to help yourself further, you need to look at the format, even in the ICANN pack, because it will be of help to you. We have a lot of format there, talking about the financial reporting template for all the financial accounts being prepared by the 3 tiers of government. So you get to know it all, even as you progress in today's class. So may I apologize for not use WhatsApp platform as I promised earlier. Anyway, change is inevitable. The only thing that remain constant is change. So I just changed my mind, and then a link was created of which we are using currently now. So be it that maybe I'm just going to explain a little, knowing fully well that you guys can read on your own and get it easily. I mean, you can understand it easily from your own hand. And before I proceed, may I equally tell you that this will be the topic that will precede the major topic, probably that some of you have been waiting for, which has to do with chapter 10, that talks about budget. And all things being equal, that will be done next week by God's grace. By God's grace. So you really need to pay a rapt attention, because the information you are getting from this chapter 9 will be useful even when we start chapter 10 next week. So having said that, welcoming you back again to class tonight. So ahead of us is just like 1 hour. We might not even finish with that 1 hour. So not as much as I'm explaining and you are getting it easily, I think we are good to go. Probably before we start, I want to believe that you guys actually practiced chapter 4 that we did not conclude last week, construction contract. Hmm? So be it that maybe, let's leave it for now. So hopefully we still do a kind of revisiting on it. So I'm trying to study it and I'm getting some kind of I really don't want to call it error, but then the feedback I'm getting, even when I'm studying it, is not correlating with what I know. So hopefully I will still schedule my time, devote my time more on it, and then we will see how it goes anyway. So standardization of federal, state, and local government reporting format is the topic ahead of us tonight. And you agree with me, for as many of us that are currently working as accountants in various organizations, in various companies, that we have our own mode of financial reporting. Are you with me? So the same thing applicable to public sector, as is applicable to private sectors, is also applicable to public sector. They themselves, I mean, the 3 tiers of government have a way, uniquely, if I may borrow that language, their financial reporting is peculiar to the way they report their own financial statement. And be it as it may be, the three tiers of government don't really have, how should I put it, the same format anyway, and you are going to get to know what differentiates one from the other. Federal has its own, state has its own, and local government, of course, does have its own too. So that is what we'll be thoroughly and critically looking at tonight. So National Chart of Accounts is a major topic under this chapter 9 that you really need to pay attention to. Like I told you earlier, it will form the basis of what we are starting from next week. I just believe and I hope that next week we'll be able to cater for budget alone. If possible, we just do only the calculation, or better still, we split it over probably 2 or 3 weeks. So, okay. National Chart of Accounts for general purpose financial reporting and budgeting. So, what do you understand by NCOA? Is the way in which the list of accounting items or budget is being arranged, is being structured using what we know as codes. Code. Are you with me? So it represents, this code represents any kind of items that you may want to have in the public sector. Are you getting it now? So name it: assets, liabilities, equity, anyone, as far as it involves accounting items, and moreover, budget is inclusive of it. And one thing about this National Chart of Account is no two items has the same or have the same code. No, no. As um as related as two items may be, they don't have the same code attributed to the two of them. They are so different. And you agree with me right now that it's possible. Yes, it can be done. So long as, even let's take this for example, we are human beings that have registered for TIN, tax identification number. You agree with me that there is no two persons that has the same TIN number. As numerous, as populous, as many as we are right now in Nigeria, no two persons actually have the same TIN number. So the same thing applicable to this of a thing. So it's being well structured, it's being well arranged. Are you getting it now? So and it's being grouped into related data for the purposes of tracking, managing, and reporting budgetary and accounting items in an orderly, efficient, and transparent manner. So it's well structured in a way that if any items is being looked for, it will be easier to find or to locate. It's as simple as that. The related data will be, grouped together. So talking about department by department or ministry by ministry, agency by agency, everything will be well arranged. It's as if you go to a library. Let's take that as an example. You go to a library, you will discover that such library is being well arranged according to probably department by department or topic by topic, as the case may be. It's not left for you, or even alphabetically itself, it's not left for you to discover and locate the books you are actually looking for. So the same thing applicable to NCOA is being well structured, arranged in a way that it will be easier for any person that is locating any kind of accounting items or budget, as the case may be, can easily find it. It is also a created list of codes which can be represented by numeric, alphabetic, or alphanumeric numbers. So you agree with me that alphabetically we have from A to Z, right? Even if we have A, B, C, trust me, the code can be created in so many numerous ways. 10 ways. You have A to be coded in like that. You have B to be coded like that. You have C to be coded like that. You have AB to be coded BC, BA, AC, CA. They are not the same. They are different. That is the way the arrangement of every accounting item, every budget, or any other thing relating to data of the government is being well arranged. Okay, so even if you finish using alphabet, you can equally move to numbers. And we have from number one to infinity. You can't even, finish numbering your items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and everything is being well documented. That is why it's easier for them to know the number or the code they stopped. Are you getting it? And the ones that will be coded again. So it's easier for them to locate it because everything is already well documented. They will just type in. It's of no wonder why we don't even have two different companies bearing the same name. So whenever you want to register your company name, so long as you go to the rightful department, I think it's CAC, right? If I'm not mistaken, you go there, you get it registered. The first thing they will do for you is to search if the name you are proposing has not been in a system before or has not been used by any other person before, organization as the case may be before, then they will give it to you. Otherwise, there's going to be a kind of adjustment that will distinguish you from others. So it cannot be exhausted. Coding items can never be exhausted. Even if you finish with alphabet, at the same time you finish with um numbers, you can combine the two together. We have A1, 1A, A2, B2, like that. So it can just be exhausted. Okay. So let's look at the objective of NCOA to give ample opportunity for comparability. That means to compare items with items. Unification and harmonization of coding, budgeting, accounting, and reporting system. Of course, we will get to know quite all right where the reporting or where the financial accounting is coming from, who is making the report. It will be numbered, it will be coded, and seeing the code, it will give you the details, the understanding from whom the reporting or the format is coming from. I like you not every organization practices this because that's actually part of what differentiates one organization from the other. I take my own as an example. Even if we want to make a template, we have what we call the short form for template. I think it's TEM, if I'm not mistaken. So I probably is pertinent to every other organization too. But then another thing that will distinguish it is the name of the company is going to start first. Say for example, let's say Mubarak Nigeria Limited, hmm, company limited, I guess maybe. So that means you're just going to probably take him from Mubarak company C and limited N, and then trust me, you can easily form your code from there. And then probably if it is template you are doing at that moment, or if it is letter, you write LET, that symbolizes letter. And then like that, that's the way companies these days are decoding their whatever the items that they have. If it is asset, they know how to do it. If it's asset, correct asset, non-correct asset, as the case may be, liability, name it. So you will get to know that surely this is coming from this particular department because of the way it is being coded. Okay. Nationally consistent financial reporting, improvement in transparency and accounting and accountability, and again to facilitate ease of computerization of accounting talking about documentation purpose so that one code will not be taken for two different items. So that is that about that. Okay, the features of NCOA. Let me just brush through it. NCOA was designed after due consultations with all local government councils, state and federal government of Nigeria, taking into consideration their peculiar needs. So, and one thing you need to understand about this NCOA is that it is expandable, it's flexible, so it's broad. Are you getting it? So it can accommodate as many items as possible. So, like I was telling you, if you are done with alphabet, you go ahead and make use of the numbers. And if you are done with numbers too, you go ahead and combine it together. There is no way you can even be done with both of them. Are you getting it now? So it's as simple as that. It's not left for you to have a proper documentation of every item that has been decoded by you, so as not to make mistake of duplicating one for two items. Okay. So that is that about that. Each item has a unique code. It's not the same with any other item. Used for both budgeting and accounting. So many of you can testify to it right now that even on your letterhead, if you are printing out anything, it's been expressly stated there. Not to just, write the whole statement that long. No, everything is being decoded. And once it's being seen by the user, even the user themselves, the users themselves will be able to understand it easily, knowing fully well what each code symbolizes. Okay. IPSAS cash and Accrual basis compliance. So that means they correlate with international public sector accounting, using cash basis and also using Accrual basis. Government financial statistics 2001 compliant and in compliance with the classification of functions of government. So let's look at the structure of national chart of account, or we can equally call it classification, I think. Yeah. So administrative segment, that one is talking about the authoritative arms of the NCOA that is capable of possibly, administering both the receipt and the cost being incurred by the government. The administrative segment assigns responsibility for each transaction, whether a revenue center in form of receipt or cost center in form of payment. That is his own duty. That's his own job. That's his own role that he performs every now and then. So it's not in one way um going beyond the scope of his duty, though all the segments actually depends on one another. So you will see to it now after we might have gotten to know the meaning of every segment. You will see to it that every segment solemnly depends on others to function effectively. So as we are having administrative segment, we also have economy segment. So this segment is the one that is trying to economize the situation of a nation. Are you getting it now? So every receipt must be from a particular source. That's what this segment is actually mindful of. Even is let me say is the advisor. Hmm? Is it advisor or not advisor? English, I know Sabi English too much for administrative segment. Knowing fully whether you will be given instruction on how the receipt and the cost will be documented, and equally the administrative segment too need to follow suit. Every receipt must be from a particular source, e.g. contractor registration fee. Likewise, every expense must be on a particular item or object, e.g. purchase of drugs and medical supplies. So they ensure that what is budgeted for is what the money actually cater for. What is budgeted for is what is actually incurred at the end of the day. Okay, purchase of drugs and medical supply, it answers what question of every transaction. What will happen if we embark on on capital project, or what will happen if we still embark on recurrent project? They are the one that actually, answer that what, knowing fully well how the economy of a nation is being structured. So which means they should I call them forecaster now? Because they forecast ahead and answer the question, what if there is inflation? What if there is deflation? What if there is increase in price of the items you want to buy, this and that? And that's what economy segment actually deals with. Okay, let's look at the functional segment. Functional segment is basically has to do with what are the purposes and objectives in which is being intended probably for the budget to achieve at the end of the year. So they thoroughly and critically looked into the purpose of any particular item or budget that the case may be, and see to it that everything uh, 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 actually correlate with what they plan to achieve with it. Functional classification by functions of government is defined as a detailed classifications of the functions or socio-economic objectives that general government units aim to achieve through various kinds of outlays. Functional classification organizes government activities according to their broad objectives or purposes, and they know which one is due, that is meant to be undertaken right now. So that is what purpose or functional segment actually deals with. Okay, let's go to program segment. I believe you are denoting it, or you are noting it, and rather as I'm trying to explain one after the other. Program segment, that one answers to the effect, the effect that will make government draw closer to his people, to his citizen. Are you getting it now? In order to eradicate, let's say, poverty, or better still, to provide some necessary um uh equipment, materials, items that will be useful for the masses. Take for example the construction of roads. Yeah, if at any point in time they really want to probably out in times of inflation. So that I have one that they just concluded in my community not quite long anyway. So what they did is from June to August, what they did is that they brought food items to my environment, knowing fully well that if they share it um freely, people will not know the value. As a matter of fact, it will not be well arranged and it won't be in orderly. So what they did is that they reduced discount. Trust me, they really tried that period. It was like was it, I think it was done for 2 months. Every raw materials, I mean food items that you can think of, that's what they brought. Allow you not, and they reduced discount. It wasn't the same price with the market price that particular time. And after sensitizing people, eh, they orientated them, then they went ahead and then they gave discount for as many that may want to buy. If including me, I bought, of course. You can compare their own prices with the market prices. At least they reduce not I think close to 40%, yes, of the prices of those commodity. So those are the programs that government actually see to it that we actually cater for the improvement and development of the masses in the country. And just of recent, I heard that our President Tinubu, actually went ahead and created one organization, or he promised them. I can't actually remember now, that's going to create an organization in, is it China now? Yes, China. And that will serve as employment opportunity for people over there. Yes, it's part of it too. Though most people are criticizing him that to someone else country to establish company. Why not doing it here? Yes, I believe even if he actually agreed to do it here, most people will still complain. So it doesn't matter what he does. So what I'm trying to bring out from there is that he's performing his own duty, hmm, not only within the country, even outside the country. Are you getting it? Whether you like it or not, such avenue will provide employment opportunity for people over there. And the way they will be seeing Nigeria, though it will be, of course, it will be from a positive aspect. So be that maybe, it doesn't matter what you think about it. What matters most is to him now is performing his own duty. And of course, we might not actually seen it, or we may not have heard of it. Possibly, if he's doing any other programs relating to that in in all other states as far as Nigeria is concerned. But one thing that is sure is that the government has seen to it that they bring themselves nearer or closer to the people. That's program segment. So primary education, that's another example, poverty alleviation and food security. So the establishment of schools, the establishment or the construction of roads, construction of hospitals. Yes, we have government hospitals, we have government bridges, that have been constructed by government, and you know, name it, name it. Of course, they are trying their own best anyway. So another segment is funds. Fund segment, that one actually talks about the availability of capital so as to finance any kind of transaction that is at hand of the government. Money answers everything, right? Yeah, if fund is not available, there is no way any kind of project will be catered for. So what makes all these segment function very effectively is fund. So like I told you earlier that every segment depends on one another to actually survive. The fund segment addresses the finance by element of the transaction. Fund refers to the various pool of resources for financing government activity. Extracting standard, particularly with respect to the full disclosure of government revenue, including that we have so many various major means is so, and another one is oil money nation, name it, hmm, penalty, fines, is where this what you call every element of transaction is being situated. Are you getting it? It is for location of physical existence of transactions of that and analysis of government budget and expenditure along the various geopolitical zones, state and local government in the country can be done. Okay, so possibly they will have to agreed and discover where the location for the next project will be done. Yeah, that's what government, that's what they do most of the times. I like you not. Knowing fully well that every state needs to be developed, that doesn't mean it will happen at once. I getting it that it will happen just in a month, within a month, rather for every state. No, it has to be location by location, and it has to do with the probably the timing whereby the project will be done in short particular location. At Jokuta, the project that is currently going on now, I am not sure when they are going to finish that project, but be that may be, every project has its own timing as a particular location as the case may be. Or you all can read that and get it easily. Let me just brush through it anyway. MCO here harmonized all the various chart of accounts of federal, state, and local government councils as to a standardized COA that will enhance the attainment of minimum reporting requirement that is in line with international best practices. So as we are having international public sector accounting that is being globally recognized, so also we have our own standard that we follow here in Nigeria. That doesn't mean one will give way to the other. Of course, the two needs to correlate and work hand in hand together. One question I do ask the CEO or any company I find myself is, who are the users of our financial reporting account? The reason is for me to know how I'm going to correlate with all the required standard because it won't be funny if, let's assume that your financial statement is not only being used within the organization and it's being used by even by the external users. That means if you are not correlating yourself with this required standard, trust me, you've already exposed yourself to I don't want to call it damnation, but then you've already exposed yourself to uh uh criticism, because they will criticize you and then they'll be like, why are you not correlating yourself with the required standard and you are calling yourself a chartered accountant? Whenever I hear that word, oh, that you are not, that means you are not living up to your standard. Are you getting it now? And really, that's what is required for every one of us. Every one of us. Every one of us. Though it all begins from debit the receiver, credit the giver, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. So majority of us now, we really don't know how to prepare management account. And it's not the ICANN fault though people used to refer to them that, oh, what are they not teaching you in your ICANN? So it's individual's fault. Trust me, we have YouTube, we have Coursera, various platforms whereby you can just, go there and learn so many things, so many things. You really don't need to stick yourself to what you've already knew before now. Go ahead, learn more, research more. If there is anything I enjoy doing, even after I might have finished my daily activities, is to sit down, correlate myself with the um, recent trend in accounting field. Are you getting it now? So that I won't look stupid when I go outside and I meet my colleague or I meet another organization bigger than my own organization. You get? So let them know what you are capable of doing. I like you not in the company I just left not quite long. My accounting template, format, everything is what they are using right now. Even when I've left there already, they are still adapting themselves with it. Why? Because I know I correlated myself with the required standard. If you are preparing statement of financial position, get to know how you need to prepare it. Note to the account, as simple as it may be, get to know which one will be decoded by 6, note 6, which one will be called note 7, all those things. If you are preparing cash flow, correlate yourself with the items or activities that belongs to operating, investing, financing, like that. That is how it works. Okay. So NCOA comprises the coding of items used for classification, rather budgeting, accounting, and reporting within the financial year. You will know which one belongs to which one. Are you getting it? The one for budgeting, you will know. The one for accounting, you will know. The one for reporting, of course, you will know with the way you decode everything. It serves, this one is jam-packed to get together. So it serves to facilitate the recording of all transactions and is directly linked to general purpose financial statement because it's being recognized even beyond Nigeria here. That means it needs to serve the purpose beyond Nigeria. I believe you are understanding it. It serves to facilitate. Sorry, let me just. Okay, to facilitate the recording of all transactions and is directly linked to general purpose financial statement. Okay, so financial reporting format, I mean cash uh cash basis. So how did they do it? You know what cash basis is all about now. So which means revenue is recognized only when it is earned, right? And the expenses when it is being incurred. So it's as simple as that. But it's the other way around for accrual basis. So we soon get there now. So cash basis, general purpose financial statement, a financial statement prepared based on cash basis accounting. Cash basis of accounting is the recognition and recording of income and expenses only when cash that is income is actually received and the expenses are actually paid. So what are the objective? You find out by reading it yourself. Let's quickly look at the component of cash basis. So the first one is statement of consolidated revenue fund. Trust me, when we get to Accrual basis too, they are more or less like the same thing. But the only thing that separates them is the way they are being presented, first and foremost, and the way they are being named. Are you getting it now? So don't. Anyway, you will critically see and you will discover it by yourself. So the first one is statement of consolidated revenue fund. It's a statement of recurrent income and expenditure of an entity over a financial period. So you will remember now that consolidated revenue fund actually is the fund that cater for recurrent expenditure. And of course, it is capital development fund that cater for capital project. So please let that one sink into your uh is it brain now or head? Any way you want it to sink or mind. Okay. So statement of consolidated revenue fund, like I said, is the fund that cater or the statement that is being prepared based on the items, recurrent items, recurrent project that we have at hand. It caters for both the cost and the receipt as far as it is pertaining to what we call recurrent. You know, recurrent now is or is what's it called when the project that we are embarking on every now and then, possibly we do it this month, we still do it next month. So within a year, of course, probably maybe we've incurred it more than 3 times, 4 times. Are you getting it? So that is recurrent uh expenditure. Okay. Take for example, we have salary. Every employee want to receive salary whenever it's getting to month end. So all of it are just received, not quite long. I want to believe that. So you are doing oble now. It's your week of arrogance, right? Ah, okay, that's that about statement of consolidated revenue fund. Again, we have statement of assets and liability. So in Accrual basis, I think what they call it is what everybody is aware of. That is our statement of financial position, right? Okay, statement of assets and liability present the government financial position at a specific point in time. It includes assets and liabilities. Assets are grouped into two categories, namely liquid assets and investment, another cash as assets. That is for the public sector. We all know how we group our own assets, even in private sectors, right? Not correct assets, like that, as you've been taught in your school. Okay. So it includes assets and liability. Yes, I've said that. Liability are grouped into two, namely public funds and external and internal loans. Okay. So another statement is statement of capital development fund. That's the opposite of consolidated revenue fund. This one caters for capital projects, mainly capital projects. Okay. So the cash flow statement. Cash flow statement, that one actually caters for the statement of both the receipt and the payment that are made. Like I explained earlier, being segmented into three parts. We all know that. But when it comes to government sector, is anyway, it's more like the same, but then just little difference. Operating activities, what again, financing and investing activities or template are there in your textbook. And if you do not have, probably I might send it to you on the platform. But please align yourself with up the template, not because of any other thing, but because you really cannot predict I can. It might be your turn and they say, okay, just give us the format, the templates for statement of capital development plan, and you'll be hitting your pen. Oh, and this wicked lecturer not tell us. So I'm telling you now. So who no know should know now. Note the account. Note our additional information to support items disclosed in the statement presented in the general financial purpose system. So that is making reference to how the figures are gotten in the statement, right? Where the breakdown, will be gotten. So knowing fully well that we have sources of document, and we have invoices that are backing all the figures being accrued to any kind of statement that is being prepared. Are you getting it now? So note is essential. Note is essential. The figures are not just being manipulated or just being, put there like that. There are some um those documents, ledger, journal that they actually come from. Okay. Performance report. This report show the performance of a reporting entity. It compares actual performance of an entity with approved budget. Yeah, that is in form of um comparison, right? Yes, you compare the budget with the actual for you to know if there's going to be variance, and variance might lead to deficit, or it might equally lead to balance, or I think that it might equally lead to surplus, as the case may be. Okay. So statistical report. This template is so much. We have now 8 under cash basis alone. Statistical report, they are also useful to certain categories of users of JPFS for their decision making. Statistical reports include functional reports, program reports, and geolocation reports. They will have to give account of what happened, probably location by location, by functionality, by program, all the segment that we actually talked about right before now. Yes, they need to report. So if that report will come, it will actually be under statistical report. So accounting policies are the specific principles, bases, conventions, rules, practices adopted by an entity in preparing and presenting financial statement. So that is self-explanatory enough. We have so many concepts and conventions that we use. Accrual, entity, going concern, revenue, substance over form, materiality, like that. There are so many prudent, name it. So those are the conventional concepts that you really need to ahead your accounting reporting to. Are you getting? There are the rules, regulation, policies that you need to be following suit. Okay. And talking about basis, of course, we have accrual basis, we have cash basis, we equally have committed or commitment basis rather, and we have modified basis. But the major two recognized ones are both accrual and cash basis. So let's look at the um, financial reporting format under Accrual basis. So Accrual basis GPFS are financial statement prepared based on Accrual basis of accounting. And when we are talking about Accrual basis, what do we mean? It's a basis of accounting under which transactions and other effects are recognized when they are occurred, not only when cash or its equivalent is received or paid. So it's as simple as myself. So it's the opposite of the cash basis that we just learned. So it doesn't matter whenever the revenue is being recognized or whenever the expenses are being paid. What is obtainable is you keeping the record as at when due, keeping it intact. Are you getting it? And that will now warrant you to have at least other two common accounts that you really need to be keeping if you are using Accrual basis. Of course, we have receivables account that you need to have all the list of people owing your company, and again creditors, payables, what's it called, schedule, that you need to actually analyze all the payables that your company will be paying. Are you getting it now? And everything needs to be segmented, everything needs to be analyzed, and the payment needs to be made as at when due. All right. So looking at the differences between cash and Accrual basis, you can see, and it's something you all know even before now. Please get yourself reading it and get more understanding about the differences. So you start by the definition, and it's so simple. Few, and again you will forge ahead by listing all the components for each basis. So you know if you know that both of them are not of the same component. Okay. So the component of Accrual basis now, you can see instead of statement of assets and liability as we have in cash basis, we have statement of financial position. So what is saying is equally showing asset and liability. Are you getting it? And equity you get for the company as at that particular period of time. Okay. Statement of financial performance. That one is actually dealing with income and expenditure account. How much are you able to realize, and how much are you able to spend out or incurred on expenses? Statement of cash flow. Yeah, I think is it the only one now that we have in both cash basis and in accrual basis that does not change name, though the operation and the format might actually not be the same. Cash flow statement, and then here is called statement of cash flow. Is more or less like the same thing anyway. So this is one of the statements required by IPSAS 1 to be presented uh, in GPFS. The cash flow statement identifies the sources of cash inflows, the items on which cash balance as at the reporting date. Theref- uh, Thereafter, after everything has been segmented, after everything has been added, subtracted, and then all the working capital is being included. So what you have thereafter is cash and cash equivalent as at when the accounting period uh, 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 probably as you may be instructed to do it as at 31st December of any year. Okay. So statement of changes in net asset and equity. I guess the cash basis does not have that. Net asset equity simple simply refers to asset less liability. So it's something we all know. Yeah. So that means you've deducted your liabilities, all the liabilities from all the assets, and then what you are having next is net asset. Good. Net asset or equity is financed by reserves, accumulated surpluses, or possibly deficit, minority interest, and so on and so forth like that. If you're familiar with preparation of financial statement, so under the equity, you have what made up of equity to be retain any reserve, what again? Equity, ordinary share, ordinary share capital. So like that, you have it all being made up of your equity. All right. And another one is note and other disclosure to GPFS. So this one is important too. Of course, you are going to make references to where the figures are coming from or where they are transported from, not to just leave the figures. Let me equally say this. Most of us we are fond of preparing our account without using formula. Quite all right, we did not manufacture any figure, but then we bring it from somewhere. Then we are not using formula as simple as equals to where you are carrying it from, or any other thing, maybe sum or addition or subtraction or anyone. Hmm? Formatting this thing, we are not using it, and then I wonder why we are calling ourselves accountant. So it's a call for us to just learn and relearn, honestly, so that when we are preparing a management account or financial statement, we will know the necessary formulas and that we are going to use. And software has equally, uh, make it has made us, some of us, lazy now, that easily we just go there and download the financial statement. So unlike most people, mean inclusive, that we are just fond of using Excel. Are you getting it now? To prepare all the management account. So now tell me why and how you not use formula to get your figures and every other calculation that needs to be done. But software, most of us we are used to it. At the end of the month, you just go to the site, download it, click on profit or loss account, we present it. Abi, it is well. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, please let's know what is obtainable for us to know, at least in preparation of financial statement that will be acceptable even beyond the jurisdiction of the company that we are working. So outside, let them see and know fully well that you are the one that prepared that statement and it's accepted anywhere, everywhere. They won't be like, oh, let me hire that accountant to prepare management report for me. Are you getting it? Ordinary finding, most of us we don't know how to do it, so to say, but it's something we all need to know. Please go online. YouTube is there. Even if you not want to spend your money and register for any course now. Okay, so that is that about my class for today. Let me just give room for a question. Thereafter, we call it a day. So, thank you for being patient with me. Really, nobody disturbed my class tonight, and our YouTube people. How is it now? I believe everything was feasible and it was cleared enough. All right. So, if there's no question, I think we are good to go, right? So, hopefully, by God's grace, we will meet again next week. I just tried to like I said last week Sunday that really if it has to do with theory, any one of you can just um read it and understand it easily. But this one I just tried to explain it because of what is ahead of us. Like I said earlier, we will be dealing with budget from next week if God tarries. Are you getting it now? So it's essential that you get yourself abreast of chapter 9 that precedes chapter 10 and get the full understanding about it. So, Choma, yes, the floor is yours.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the lectures. So I wanted
You're
to
welcome.
ask to have calculations like the cash basis and the accrual basis, and also like in exams, the questions they are going to set, is it going to base on the both basis like cash basis and accrual basis, or just only an accrual basis?
So, nobody can actually predict. Like I said earlier, ICANN is unpredictable. So, what you need to just do is to be fast with um, all aspects involved. Are you getting it now? Theoretically, you need to know. Calculatively, you equally need to know. Like I said earlier, when I checked, there are not too much calculation there from. Are you getting it? So all what I was saying there is template format. So and I please go ahead and look at all the formats on in your test, test book. So if there's going to be any question coming from there, I think it's going to be based on there is this one topic that I'm forgetting right now. Probably if I remember next week I will share with it to you. Whereby we have the segregated. I'm not sure if I'm the one teaching that. So all the items will be decoded. That's why we have in 101. So if anybody has read that aspect, you're supposed to have agreed with me right now. So 101,
Abiodun, please mute your mic, please.
Please, we cannot hear you.
102, like that. So that's what's obtainable. Now I'm just pushing it to you now that please go and discover the format in your test, nothing more and nothing less. So this I to you. Please read everything readable. Of course, I'm not an examiner. I'm not an ICANN examiner, so I can't say this the aspect that the question will come from. But we are trying our best to see to it that we cover everything that is needed to be covered, even in PSAF. Okay, Timothy, I don't know why you are showing yourself. Oh, thank you. So on that note, we'll be closing. You are welcome. We'll be closing for today. So we meet again by God's grace next week. All right. Someone is sending, please make the screen a white background. Thank you, sir. I'm just saying this. So seriously, I was just, concentrating on the class I was teaching. Okay, Jennifer, you say you have a question.
Yes,
Please
sir.
go ahead. Let's hear you out.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, I can hear
My
you.
question. Okay, my question. Like, let me just use myself as an example. I work with this national chart of accounts, but
Hey,
there are hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I said I work with this national chart of accounts, but there are some payments for the expenditure that I don't actually understand. I don't know whether you can help us to forward the actual format for the financial record so that we will not be dirty, because at times when I'm working, I will be dirty. Will this one go to this one? Will this one go to this one? So I don't actually understand it yet. Although I've not gone for the training in my office, but it's like they just bounce on me and started saying, do it like this, do it like this. So I don't know,
Hmm,
sir. If you can.
hmm, hmm, hmm. I understand where you are coming from anyway, but be it that may be, and if I can lay hold on it, lay hands on it, rather, I will send it to the group. But nonetheless, just go for the training first. Really, like I was saying, if you eventually started with us, I was like, it's peculiar to each organization, each company, as the case may be. So, be it as it may be, I think if I search for it and I see it, I will actually forward it to the group. You mean NCOA, right? That's the chart of account.
Yes, it's not
Yes.
chart of
Or
accounts.
yes, no problem. I
Okay.
will search for it. All of you self can equally Google it, find out if what I'm saying is right, or correlate yourself with what the online is saying, and then compare it with probably, if like she said now, if any one of us is using it or working with them, so as to know the way out. Are you getting it now? Not just that what we are receiving as teaching is not the same thing as what we have been um practicing in our company. Are you with me? So that is that
Yes, sir.
about that. Okay.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
not entertaining any question again. Titilayo, please make it next week. So hopefully you create time for you. Okay. So good night, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Good
what
night, sir.
chapter did you shoot again?
Thank you, sir. Bye.
This what this what chapter are we reading again for the next class? I didn't get that.
I think you are gone offline.
Think it says
Okay.
chapter 10, budget. Chapter 10,
Okay, okay.
budget.
Thank you.
That's what it says.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Audu. Thank you. Bye bye everybody.
Bye, sir.
Okay, bye. Good night.
Papa.